Chapter 13 Clearances 3.1 Measurements. Vertical clearance should be measured vertically, and the top surface of the rail. Side clearance shall be measured horizontally with the center line of the track. 3.2 The clearance of the requirements of the tangent track. The clearance of the tangent track shall not be less than those of labeled listed in Table 13.1 of the Figure 13.1. The clearance requirements of the tangent track, the obstruction, and the required clearance. Overhead wires, open supply arc wires, service drops of 0 to 750 volts are 27 feet, 750 to 15,000 volts. 28 feet, exceeding 15,000 volts, 30 feet. Overhead wires are 27 feet. Building entrances are 18 feet, including the engine house. Overhead bridges are 22 feet. Other overhead obstructions are 22 feet. Side clearance, the buildings are 8 feet to 6 inches below. Buildings without platforms delivery required 8 feet. Freight platforms up to 4 feet. Maximum height 6 foot and 2 inches. Refrigerator car platforms up to 3 foot 3 inches high, with a required clearance of 6 feet 2 inches. Refrigerator car platforms 3 foot 3 inches to 4 feet high are 8 feet. Low platforms less than 8 inches high are 5 required clearance of 5 feet. Engine house clearance entrance 6 feet 6 inches required clearance. Required building and entrances other than engine house 8 feet. Canopies or platforms. Canopies height 16 feet or less 8 feet. Required clearance. Fence retaining walls, utility poles, and other obstructions 8 foot 6 inches. Bridges, stone signs, all loose palleted attack materials and parked vehicles 8 feet inches. If the curves widens, curbside clearance shall be increased to 1/2 an inch for each degree of curvature. Clearance requirements for tangent track. See the overhead wires exceeding 15,000 volts, 28,750 volts. Overhead wires 750. Track overhead bridges, overhead obstructions. Track center line. The building entrances at 22 feet. The 18 feet between the plane and the plane across the rail. 8 feet from the center of the track center line. For railroad bridges, buildings with platforms, delivery required building entrance signs, loose stack palleted materials, parked vehicles. Freight platforms 4 feet to 330 inches, 8 inches off the ground within a 16 foot elevation. Buildings 16 foot from 5 inches off the plane of the cross at the top of the rail, 8/16 of an inch from the center of the track line to the freight platforms. The canopies start at 6 to 8 foot or higher. And 13.3 The clearance requirements of curved track. For each degree of curvature, side clearance shall be increased 1/2 of an inch over all the required. Table 13 to Figure 13.1. The obstruction located adjacent to the tangent tracks is curved within 80 feet of the obstruction. Side clearance shall be increased to the following amounts. The distance of obstruction up to a curved feet is 0 to 20 feet. Increase the degree of curvature 1/2 an inch. 20 to 40, 1/8 of an inch. 41 to 60, obstruction to curved feet is 3/4 of an inch. 61 to 80 obstructions of curved track 3/8 of an inch. 13.14 Track centers. The minimum spacing between the centers and the adjacent track shall be maintained as follows. The track type of tracks and the minimum center distance. Center to center distance. Yard loading and storage tracks are minimum center to center distance 13. Yard track parallel to a main running track 15 feet. Passing track from center to center distance 15 feet. 13 to 5 changes of clearance. When changes alignment and elevation made of the clearance shall be checked in compliance with the criteria given in this chapter. This is especially important for the vicinity of the buildings, overhead structures, and platforms and tunnels. 14 Miscellaneous track of applications.